Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sejanus, his fall, and we get to hear from Agrippina today in Act 4, Scene 1. Now, it's been a while since we got to check in with the Agrippina crew. They were sort of literally being the peanut gallery during the whole trial bit while Sejanus was fighting for his life and then ended up killing himself. And then when Cordua was brought in on trial, Agrippina's crew was sitting over here and just sort of making comments to themselves while everything was going on. They weren't really participants in that trial. So it's kind of good that we get to check in with them now and see how they are feeling as a result of all that, because we know that Tiberius is feeling pretty good. He had a chat with Sejanus and they're like, that trial went really well. And then Sejanus asked for Livia's hand and Tiberius was like, no, she's too good for you. But then that made Tiberius suspicious of Sejanus. So Tiberius has brought in Macro in the hopes that Macro and Sejanus will kind of undo each other. And Macro is totally on board with spying on Sejanus. So Act 4, Scene 1, we are with Agrippina and she's talking to Gallus and he's like, you just need to be patient a little bit. And she's like, I don't need to be patient. I need to get revenge. My followers, my family, my crew, they're being killed. She's... I don't want to say that she's a mob boss, but it has a little bit of that flavor to it. You know, my family, my friends, my people have been wronged. I need to get revenge. And he's like, but that's not a good idea. And she's like, I don't really care. And he's like, but you would be safe if, and she says, what, my Gallus? Be lewd Sejanus' strumpet, or the bawd to Caesar's lusts he now is gone to practice? Not these are safe, where nothing is. Yourself, whilst thus you stand but by me, are not safe. Was Silius safe? Or the good Socia safe? Or was my niece, dear Claudia Pulchra, safe? Or innocent Furnius? They that latest have, by being made guilty, added reputation to Afer's eloquence? Oh, foolish friends! Could not so fresh example warn your loves, but you must buy my favors with that loss unto yourselves. And when you might perceive that Caesar's cause of raging must forsake him before his will, away, good Gaius, leave me. Here to be seen is danger, to speak treason, to do me least observance is called faction. You are unhappy in me, and I in all. Where are my sons, Nero and Drusus? Are they be shot at? Let us fall apart, not in our ruins, sepulcher our friends. Or shall we do some action-like offense to mock their studies that would make us faulty and frustrate practice by preventing it? The danger's like, for what they can contrive, they will make good. No innocence is safe when power contests, nor can they trespass more whose only being was all crime before. So, we all know how well it works when you try to tell somebody to calm down. That's exactly what's happening here. Gallus has tried to tell her to calm down and she's like, or like what? Where can I go that's safe? She's like, I'm the one that's being shot at now. And all of these other people who we thought were safe, Silius, Socia, Furnius, all these others, we thought that they were maybe okay, but look what happened to all of them. She's like, couldn't they see from their actions, that from the actions of the person before them, that something bad was coming? She's like, you, Gallus, are not even safe here talking to me. If you're seen talking to me, that's treason and you're going to be found guilty and you're going to be in just as much trouble as everybody else was. And then she starts wondering where her kids are. It's interesting that she only says, where are Nero and Drusus, when she has a third son as well named Caligula. But anyway, she's like, I kind of need to know that they are still alive, that they're all right now, because, what do we do in this case other than like our choices are to hunker down or to fight back. And neither of those is really a good option because we're up against people who have never been honest in their lives. And at that, when she's done with this little speech, her 3 sons enter and they're like, oh, did you hear that Sejanus is back? And she's like, oh, please tell me that something bad happened. And they're like, no, actually, he's being a little more exalted now than he was before. And she's like, oh my goodness, what happened? And we will hear the story of what happened with Sejanus through her sons in tomorrow's monologue. I'll see you then. Mwah.